I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're excited to introduce you to a super talented author. Her name is Candice Woods, and she is here to discuss her charming book. It is called Christina's Pen Pal. This delightful story follows Christina Riley, a sixth grader full of curiosity and enthusiasm about having a pen pal. The author captures the excitement and wonder of making a new friend from afar, exploring themes of friendship, communication, and the joy of discovery. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Sweet Spire Literature Management for helping us put her in the spotlight today. We ask viewers like you to support writers like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her wonderful books. The links are below this interview. Candice, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Great to see you as well, Logan.
This is such a charming book. It's a unique adventure that Christina Riley has because the concept of pen pals has almost gone away in this
Yes.
digital age. What made you decide to write a book about a little girl who has a pen pal?
When I was a little girl, I had a pen pal friend, which we was pen pals in the same city. So it doesn't have to always be in another country or another state. It could be in the same location as well.
So where did you find out about your pen pal when you were a kid?
Well, one of my friends, we was best friends, and we couldn't always meet up at each other's house. So we decided to write letters, and we would exchange them. We would meet up at a certain location and exchange them, and then return back home.
That's very cool. And these letters almost probably became like a diary. You were like sharing your everyday
Yes,
experiences with her, and she was sharing it with you. And I'd imagine on some ways you connected more deeply than if you'd seen each other.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful. So when did you pick up the pen and say, hey, let me write a book about a little girl named Christina Riley?
Well, I actually got the idea from not the idea of the book, but the idea of to write books from a coworker. But I
Mhm.
used to write books when I was a little girl. I enjoyed writing, reading. I used to read books over and over. But in August of 2022 is when I first wrote Christina's Pen Pal.
Okay. Let's give the folks at home an overview. Tell the folks at home what the book's about.
Okay, the book focuses on Christina Riley. She's a sixth grader. She receives a pen pal assignment, and she is very excited to start the assignment because she has a best friend, which is Alyssa, but she has never had a pen pal assignment. So she's very excited about starting that. And she starts the journey of writing letters and waiting to receive the letter in the mail as well. So she's excited about that.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you've written other books about pen pals, right? Or other children's books?
Yes, I got a total of six children's books. It's gonna be three parts to Christina's. I already wrote the second part, which they're going to become friends. The first part is when she does the assignment. The second part is when they become friends, and the third part is when they're going to actually meet each other in person.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's exciting. Have you had the opportunity to read these books to any children?
I'm trying to go to children's hospitals and to libraries, but I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
And I actually read it at my book signing, and I have heard from other kids that they enjoyed the book.
Okay, great. Well, that must have been fun doing the book signing. I'm sure you
Yes,
did
it
that
was
at a
very.
bookstore near you or something.
Yes. Well, I did it at a hotel, but I'm trying to do future book signings at libraries and like bookstores.
Well, that'd be wonderful. I'm sure that'd be fun for you and for the kids. And is there a lesson that you want the children to know about from reading your book?
But I just want them to know that having a pal is not something that was, back long time ago. It can be recreated. So that's
Mhm.
what I'm trying to do with Christina's pen pal, and also learning how to head letters and write letters is not teaching school anymore. So I'm hoping that it can get into the classrooms of teachers around the world.
I agree. The digital age, it's very convenient, but it's boring. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
I agree.
Messaging somebody on instant messenger or WhatsApp, I mean, that's all temporary, it's all transient, it
Yes,
all disappears. But if you actually take the time to write a letter, like you said, who even knows how to write anymore? I don't know if kids are taught penmanship anymore, right?
right, exactly.
Yeah, I forget how to write. I have to dictate it into my phone because my hand doesn't keep up with the digital age anymore. So there is something wonderful and something charming and something permanent about writing. And there's also something, cathartic about writing where you put your feelings down on paper, and that's important
Yes.
too.
And you also can keep them, you can keep them and have them like in a box or just forever.
Exactly, exactly. And you remember what it was like to be 12 years old again when you read it one day when
Yes.
you're 24 or whatever it is. Yeah,
Yes.
that'd be great. So you've written three books about Christina and her pen pal. Tell me about the other three books.
Okay, the other three, let me see. The second one is Becoming Friends, is when Alyssa kind of gets a situation where Alyssa, her best friend, gets jealous of Christina and her pen pal. Because she's
Mhm.
always writing them back and forth so kids can kind of see, how to deal with situations like that. So they're becoming friends. The third one is when Christina talks her parents into letting her meet the pen pal, which is in New York. And that's
Mhm.
also Christina's favorite state that she wants to visit.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Sounds great. Wonderful books. Have you envisioned them as perhaps a children's series, whether live action or animated or a movie or something like that?
Yes, I have. I have actually talked with someone on getting it made like a children's movie or a cartoon or something like that.
Well, I think that'd be great. I mean, I think there'd be lots of great lessons for kids. They'd learn about a tradition that's kind of gone away for the most part, which is having a pen
Yes.
pal. They would learn about the joy of discovery. They would learn about friendship. They would learn about different forms of communication. So I think it would be wonderful indeed. And what are you going to be working on next? You've got the six books. I got a feeling you got more books in you there, Candice.
Yes. I just finished a romance novel at 97,000 words.
Wow.
So I'm kind of going back and forth from horror, fantasy, children's book, romance author, young adult. So my next project I'm working on is a Christmas like short story dealing with grieving during the holidays and helping people cope with, having to decorate. Some people may not want to celebrate Christmas, and
Hmm.
just let them know it can be okay if you may, the movie Christmas with the Cranks, how they skip Christmas. So I'm
Yeah.
dealing with that. So that's my next project.
Sounds great. And tell us a little bit about your romance novel. What's the title and when's it going to be released and what's it about?
Yellow Dandelions is the title, and right now, I finished it. It's on my laptop. I'm wanting to get a literary agent,
Hmm.
sort of, but I want to get it published, get a query letter, submitted to a agent probably the end of this year. And the
Sure.
book is dealing with like how people think that love cannot be found nowadays. Love is not out there. And it focuses on a 24-year-old college student who didn't believe in love, had toxic relationships, and she said she loves to journal on a park bench by yellow dandelions. That's her favorite flower. So a guy comes jogging through, and she just thinks that she don't pay him any attention, but he keeps on jogging by for a reason, and love end up blossoming. And it's a very good book about love, and that love is still out there somewhere.
Sounds good. Hope springs eternal, that love is out there, even for the people who are disillusioned at one point in their lives, which I
Yes,
think is
yes,
great. Sounds like a Hallmark movie almost.
yes. That
There we
it can be
go.
definitely more.
Okay, that'd be great. Candice Woods has written a wonderful children's book as well, a series of them surrounding pen pals. The book we primarily discussed today is called Christina's Pen Pal. It's a delightful story. It follows Christina Riley. She is in sixth grade. She's full of curiosity and enthusiasm about having somebody else to communicate with via mail, which I guess they still make mail these days. Yeah, there's still snail mail out there. It's not all electronic. The author has captured the wonder and excitement of making new friends from afar and explores the themes of friendship, communication, and the joy of discovery. Candice, thanks so much for joining us here today on
Thank you.
Spotlight. Great having you on the show. Love talking with you. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.